Welcome, everyone, to Intensity Broadcasting for coverage of the North Coast Lighting and Electric 120. Tonight will be a little Christmas fun race for you all tonight, and it's with the drivers of the SCSRA Xfinity Series and Truck Series that we normally broadcast on Tuesdays and Wednesday nights, so this should be a fun one, a little Christmas treat for you all. I'm going to be your announcer for tonight, Atlee Atman-Weiss, and I'm excited to call all the racing action here tonight. Now, we do want to thank our sponsor for tonight's event, and that's North Coast Lighting and Electric. North Coast Lighting and Electric, Inc. specializes in residential and commercial construction since 1998. Bill White has 33 years of electrical experience in Humboldt and Del Norte counties, serving their communities from custom homes, apartment complexes, or large-scale commercial facilities. Their team can provide you with the services your project needs. They provide a thorough consultation to explain your available options. With that information, you can choose the scope of work that's right for your home or business and for your budget. They strive to save you both time and money by combining experience, high-quality parts and equipment, and exceptional service. They are well known in the community for their quality of work and budget-mind approach. So if you live in the Humboldt and Del Norte County areas of California and you are looking for some lighting or electric work done, definitely think about contacting North Coast Lighting and Electric. For more information, make sure to visit their website and Facebook page as well. Right now in practice, we see Dave Wright is on the top of the board with a 39.22. He is 0.2 faster than everybody else. We know Dave Wright definitely good at these super speedway type tracks, and normally at Michigan in like the Cup cars and the Xfinity cars, you do have to lift it a little bit, but these are the next gen cars, so it's full throttle around this place. The iOS All-Star race was once here. The second one, I won a heat race here, and I won in the open. And this is a fun track. It's definitely like a super speedway. There's drafting. You're full throttle. I know that iRacing, they have not updated the next gen cars to the new 670 horsepower Ford spoiler package yet. So it's still going to be a little bit different, but I think they're going to update that in the near future. So for now, we're going to get to enjoy some awesome super speedway type action here with these next gen cars at Michigan. The rest of the board, second in that number 9 machine, it's Brandon White with a 39.49. Third is Will Witt, 39.49. Fourth on the board is Colin Willems. And fifth on the board is Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence with a 39.51. So after Dave Wright, who's 0.2 faster than everybody else, everybody is very, very close together, within a tenth of each other from like second to seventh. That's pretty impressive. So we'll see how this race goes. We could see long green flag runs. We could see a bunch of cautions. It's definitely the roll of the dice for these kinds of tracks and these kinds of cars here. We'll see what happens. And again, these are the drivers that normally race in the SCSRA Xfinity Series and SCSRA Truck Series, which are broadcasted on Tuesday and Wednesday nights. They're not doing their league race just because some people, like the whole field, was not going to be able to make it just because people traveling for the holidays. But for the people who were still at home and wanted to get some racing in with this group of people, put up a nice fun race, and we're doing the broadcast here tonight. And here we go. We are now getting set for qualifying. Drivers will get 2 laps to try to set their best possible lap times. There we see Will Witt heading out on track right now in that number 35 Budweiser machine. There we got Cody Moore exiting the pits in that 5 machine. There we got Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence in that 47 machine. A lot of these drivers have not raced in the next-gen cars since the SCSRA All-Star race, which was back in September. So drivers definitely, they do take a little bit getting used to, because even though you think you can full throttle it, after a while the car does begin to get a little bit tight with the tires starting to wear. Here we see Derek Chaput on track getting ready to start his first lap. I think for the first lap we're going to try to see these drivers run that high line up against the wall to try to build up as much speed as possible for their second lap. First driver on the board, we got Will Witt with a 40.40. Second behind him, it's Michael Provolt with a 40.47, only 0.07 behind him. And then in third, it's Cody Moore. We see Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence able to get to second with a 40.41, still about 100th off of Will Witt, though. Michael Provolt still sitting in third. Brian Nudi able to get to third with a 40.44. About a 10th off of Will Witt, who definitely improved on his second lap. 40.30. He's now a 10th ahead of second place. What a lap time there for Will Witt. Cody Moore gets to third. Isaac Gill up to second with a 40.33. He's now 300ths off of first place driver Will Witt right now. Derek Chaput able to get to third with a 40.35. Eddie Morse gets to third with a 40.33. There's your second place driver, Isaac Gill, who is on, I believe, his second lap. Looks like Eddie Morse right now sitting in third with that 40.33. Blake Hensley still hasn't completed a lap yet. I believe he is on his first lap right now, just trying to build up enough speed for lap number 2. Here's Dave Wright, currently sitting in last right now. This is going to be his money lap right here. Cody Moore doing what he always does, even after he's completed both of his lap times. He's just staying out, getting a little bit of extra practice time. Here's Todd Mays on track right now in that number 25 machine. Currently sitting with a 40.55 in ninth. See if he can improve on his second lap. Now I was just speaking with league owner Brian Nudi, and he has just informed me of some of the prize pools. And after I inform you about your starting lineup, I'll get into that a little bit. Sorry about the little break there. That's what was going on. So let's take a look here at your starting lineup. Starting on the pole with a 40.303, running with YXU Racing at that 35 machine of Will Witt. Outside of him, it's the Northwest Zone Isaiah Gill. Third will be Intensity Broadcasting Zone Eddie Morris. P4, it's Canada's Derek Chaput. And then rounding out your top 5, we have Michael Lawrence. Then in that 6th place spot, it's the Mays Mafia's Todd Mays. 7th will be the 5 of Cody Moore. 8th is Michael Provolt in that 13 machine. In 9th, it's Mr. Brian Nudie in that 40 car. 10th will be Blake Hensley. 11th is Dave Wright in that 84 machine. 12th will be YXU's Racing's Colin Willems. 13th is Devin Buccino. 14th will be Brian Merle Jr. Rounding out your top 15, we have the 15 of Colton Kinsey. 16th will be Nick Ford, representing 2 pedals, 1 clutch. And then last but not least, we have the 9 car of Brandon White. So let's get into the prize pools a little bit. This is a fun race, but these drivers are running for money. So the first place prize, whoever wins this race, will get $50. Second place will get $20. And third place will get $10. So that's a pretty good payday for a Wednesday night with some buddies. That's pretty good. And then there's going to be an award for somebody who doesn't do too good. That's going to be the Tough Luck Award. That's going to be $10. And I'm going to have maybe mid or at the end of the race have our viewers vote for who you think should get the Tough Luck Award. And then there will also be a random position that will be getting the $10 as well. Now, I'm not going to say what the position is until when the race ends. But there will be a random position that I know, and whoever finishes in that position will get $10. So let's see what happens here. Money on the line. Here we go. Again, Will Witt starting on the pole, and then outside of him, it's Isaiah Gill. Getting ready for some white knuckle super speedway racing. $17 cars, but only one can get that $50. Who will it be? Coming to the green, waiting for that pace car to make that hard left turn onto pit road. We're seeing these drivers take some final deep breaths before they step on that gas pedal. Here we go. Green flag is out there. We see Will Witt taking off. We see he's side by side with Isaiah Gill right now for that lead as we head into turns 1 and 2. We're seeing Will Witt getting the draft from Eddie Morris behind Isaiah Gill. It's Derek Chaput. And there we go. We see Will Witt is able to get clear of the lead now. Eddie Morris looking high now, trying to see if he can maybe get a good run on that 35 machine. And then behind Eddie Morris, you got that 5 car of Cody Moore, who is going to be taking his talents up to the high side. We're already seeing some cars getting loose. That was like Isaiah Gill, I believe, involved in that. A few others. And so Isaiah Gill is going to fall to the back. That is unfortunate for him. And with everybody in the draft, it's going to be hard to make some of those positions back up. We see the 3 cars of Will Witt, Eddie Morris, and Cody Moore have kind of broken away from the rest of the field. Cody Moore taking some shots to the high side, but he has nobody else to go up there with him. We see he's going up there again, but once again, nobody heads up there with him. Cody Moore now has Brian Nudie behind him. And there we go. We see Cody Moore taking a shot down low under Eddie Morris as Eddie Morris heads up there to the high side. Cody is able to get to second now, trying to reel in Will Witt for that first place spot. All over the back bumper. What's Cody Moore going to try to do here? He took an aggressive shot down low under Eddie Morris. Let's see if he'll do the same to get by Will Witt for that lead. We did see Colin Willems run the fastest lap time of the race with a .98. Willems is currently sitting in that 6th place spot, drafting with Blake Hensley. Let's see if he can take that speed and get up there to the front. Looks like Brian Nudie is able to take a look down low under Cody Moore and get up to 2nd. So now let's see if Brian Nudie can find a way to get by Will Witt, who has led every lap so far. We see Nudie taking a look to the high side. Looks like Cody Moore goes up there with him. That's going to be a 2-car pack. And that should be strong enough to get by one car who doesn't have another drafting partner. Well, we see they all fan out 3 wide for the lead. Let's see what's going to happen here as we head into turns 3 and 4. We see Cody Moore getting a little bit loose, but he is able to run that high side and get by Will Witt. So a new leader, Cody Moore, is up to lead now for the North Coast Lightning and Electric 120. Right now we see Cody Moore going high, going low, trying to block both lines from getting by him. I don't know how long he's going to be able to hold that first spot because we see that high side with Brian Nudie, Derek Chaput, Blake Hensley. We see Todd Mays is up there, Michael Provolt. They are coming quickly. It looks like behind this pack, there's a whole nother pack as well behind them. We see Dave Wright running alone. And then we got some of the Neon Racing cars with... They're also running with Colton Kinsey and Brandon White. So it looks like Will Witt was able to look back low and get clear of Cody Moore for the lead, but we see Cody Moore taking it back up to the high side where he originally took the lead from Mr. Will Witt. We see Cody Moore drafting with Brian Nudie up there, and then currently pushing Will Witt is Eddie Morris, and then Eddie has Colin Willems behind him. And they're getting a big run. 3 cars are better than 2, and looks like your leaders are coming up on Isaiah Gill. Isaiah Gill unfortunately got into a wreck very early on in tonight's event, and he's already going a lap down. One thing Isaiah Gill is definitely hoping for is a caution so we can get that lap back. I think Isaiah Gill has been able to catch the draft, though, so he shouldn't fall too far behind. Looks like we're currently sitting single file right now, waiting for somebody to try to take it to the outside. Who will it be? Looks like we see Eddie Morse taking some peeks up to that high side, maybe discussing with some of the other drivers on whether somebody else might go up there with him. It's much better to make friends than enemies here at a track like Michigan in these next-gen cars, because you definitely have to have a friend with you drafting you through the whole way. That's going to be a very valuable part in getting the win here tonight. I know teammates talking with each other. I know some of the Neon Racing drivers, Devin Buccino, Brian Merle Jr. probably talking with each other. Some of the YXU Racing drivers talking to each other. Some of the 2 pedals, 1 clutch drivers. Some of the Intensity drivers. Everybody all talking with each other, just trying to make a plan to see how they will be able to get up front. Now, if we do stay green for, I don't know, 30, 40 laps, we may see some green flag pit stops. 1, because of fuel, and 2, these cars, after staying on old tires for quite some time, they can get very, very tight, and that can result in some wrecks. So we might see some drivers come in for tires as well. I don't think that will be that big of a factor, but we will see here. We're only 10 laps completed this time by. We did see Derek Chaput try to take it to the high side. That was unsuccessful. He is now the caboose of the train. See Cody Moore taking it to the high side. He also falls behind Brian Nudie, loses a couple positions. Look at this. We see Brian Nudie, Cody Moore, Derek Chaput trying to take it to the high side. We're 3 wide. Look at this. 3 wide for the 5th spot. Oh, contact! Hard into the wall. Cody Moore. Caution flag is out. That is unfortunate. A lot of big names getting involved in that one. So we'll do the Marco's Pizza Wreckage Rewind. So 3 wide on a track like Michigan, always a recipe for disaster. Here's why. We were running 3 wide, got Blake Hensley on the bottom, Derek Chaput in the middle, Cody Moore on the top, a race car sandwich. And then it looks like Moore slides down because Derek just stays on that one seam the whole time, coming off of turn number 4, bounces back up the track hard into the wall. This was real life. I would be very, very worried for Cody. Let's take a look at it again. Looks like, once again, Chaput just staying right on that seam, but then Moore drifts down the track a little bit. We have all of the drivers heading into the pits now. Will Witt, Eddie Morris, Colin Willems, Brian Newty, pretty much the whole field except for Derek Chaput. Derek Chaput will stay out in a risky move. Question is, will it work out for him? So let's see. Whoever wins the race off of pit road will be in that second spot. So there we go. We see, looks like Colin Willems is going to win the race off of pit road. We see Blake Hensley is second off of pit road. Then it's Eddie Morris. Then Brian Newty. Then Will Witt. But once again, the surprising part of these caution pit stops are the fact that we see Derek Chaput is now in the lead. And Chaput, he has not come in all race long. And Chaput was just involved in that most recent incident. And if you look here, can't see it there, but as you see there, there's going to be some damage. And with a car like the next-gen car where aerodynamics is so important, just a little bit of damage could hurt that number 37. So I don't know why he didn't come in. I think he might be expecting maybe another caution. He'll come in then. But we will see if this decision to stay out and restart in that lead will pay off for that number 37 machine. So with all the green flag pit stops, with the caution coming out in the pit stops, here's a look at your current top 5. We see Derek Chaput is in first. Colin Willems running in second. Third is Blake Hensley. In fourth, we have Mr. Eddie Morris. And then rounding out your top 5, we have Brian Newty. Looks like we're getting ready to restart here. Derek Chaput is going to choose to restart on the top. So Colin Willems will be restarting on the bottom. Right now it's 1-2 for Canada. I know the Canadians right now are on their feet. But let's see if these two can hold that top 2. Looks like Derek and Colin are the only 2 Canadians in tonight's event. I know normally we have more with Nick and Logan and Sylvan. We only got 2 representing Team Canada here tonight. But right now, running 1-2, definitely making Canada proud. We have all 17 cars back on the lead lap, ready to go. Let's see how this next restart goes. Again, these drivers are fighting for $50. Whoever wins this race will get $50. Second, $20. Third, $10. There we go. Green flag is back out, and there we see Derek Chaput taking off. He is able to get clear of Colin Willems. We see, though, Colin Willems trying to catch the draft and get back up there to Chaput. Willems is getting a good push there from Eddie Morris. Eddie Morris has Blake Hensley behind him. And there we go. Willems getting a great run, taking a look down low under Derek Chaput for the lead. They are side by side on the front stretch, and there we go. Colin is able to get clear and up to the lead. And we actually I just saw on the Facebook chat a shout out for Colin Willems. Cassie Willems says, "Let's go, Colin." So Colin Willems up to the lead now, getting a good push there from Eddie Morris. They're running away from the rest of the field. Let's see if the rest of the field, Blake Hensley, Brian Newty, Derek Chaput, can catch up to your top two. So far, it's been a decently clean race. A lot of give and take between these drivers. And we've only seen one caution. That was just from kind of a racing incident. There we see Eddie Morris taking a look down low under Colin Willems as we head off of turn number 4. We see Blake Hensley starting to get up to Colin Willems with the draft. And this is going to help push Willems ahead and keep that lead. And this is also going to get Blake Hensley up to that second spot now. See Eddie Morris getting another big run. Looks like he's going to try to take a shot down low under Blake Hensley for that second spot. Dave Wright just ran the fastest lap time of the race with a 38.90, currently sitting in that 11th spot. I'm surprised he's not farther up. We know Dave Wright running the most experienced super speedway racers in the field tonight. See if he can work his way up to the field. There's a lot of craziness going on in the back of the pack right now. We'll see if anything happens. We'll see. See Colin Willems still keeping the lead. We're 3 wide for second. We know what happened last time we were 3 wide. Then ended up bringing out a caution. We see Blake Hensley trying to look low under Colin Willems for that first spot. We see Hensley getting a push from Will Witt. No, a Carl to the outside wall. We see, 2 drivers. That's Michael Provolt, Brandon White into the outside wall. But that was kind of in the back of the field. Looks like a caution flag is not going to come out. Once again, we see Blake Hensley trying to take a look down low under Eddie Morris for that second spot. Getting a push from Will Witt. But then looks like Hensley taking it up to the high side. There you go. Looks like we see a caution flag has now came out. And here's a look at what happened. Here we go. We see Michael Provolt. He was running behind Dave Wright. Then we see a little checkup. Colton Kinsey checks up into that 9 machine. White gets into the outside wall and then has nowhere to go. Slides down into Michael Provolt. But then we didn't see the caution come out. And then finally, caution comes out. I'm going to rewind and take a look at the incident from Colton Kinsey's perspective. So we see Colton Kinsey running 3 wide with Dave Wright. Running right below that second seam. Actually looks like Michael Lawrence washes up a little bit, and then we see some net code that pushes Kinsey up into Brandon White, and a little bit of a domino effect there. Yeah, Steven, that was some bad net code for sure. What's up, Steven? Thank you for tuning in to watch the broadcast, man. Got the whole field coming into the pits right now. Let's see if we see another driver stay out like last time. This time looks like Cody Moore is the driver that stays out. Interesting. We'll watch the race on pit road, see who's going to win the race off. Here we go. We see Blake Hensley is the first one off of pit road. Then it's Brian Newty, Colin Willems, Eddie Morris, and then Will Witt. But once again, like I mentioned, Cody Moore stayed out. I agree. Blake Hensley definitely has one of the best paint schemes in the field here tonight. There's a look at the hood. There's a look at the rear. Got Joe Wright in the chat. What's up, Joe? Appreciate the kind words. But I do agree with you, Steven. Blake Hensley definitely has one of the flyest paint schemes in the field. Do see Brian Newty running the Brad Keselowski car. I did hear the sad news that Brad Keselowski's father ended up passing away to cancer. So prayers to the Keselowski family as they're going through that hard time. He is. A lot of the paint schemes in the field tonight are Stephen Black paint schemes, and they all look good. I agree with you there, Blake Hensley. But I do ask, how are you able to go onto the Facebook chat while you're currently sitting on the track and restarting that second spot? I know I raced in a Monday Night League with Devin Buccino, and he was just taking a look at the rule book or watching the broadcaster and the caution. I'm like, how do you do that? How? Without wrecking the car. Well, Blake Hensley, you're very good at multitasking. I can't do that. Joe Wright says, Noble or Morris Montstar, let's go. Dave Wright will be restarting that 15th spot. Let's see if he can work his way back to the field. And, of course, Eddie Morris be restarting in the top 5. Has had a great race so far here tonight. Pace car is in. Getting ready to go back green. And there we see Cody Moore taking off. Green flag is back out. We see Brian Newty getting a good run on the bottom, catching the draft from Cody. He's able to get clear of Blake Hensley. See Eddie Morris running behind Hensley. Looks like Eddie's maybe going to try to take a shot down low in the 31. No, he can't as we head into turns 1 and 2. We see Blake Hensley taking it up to the high side. He's got Colin Willems and that's the 35 of Will Witt behind him. See Hensley able to get clear. And there we go. We see Hensley taking a look above Cody Moore now. See if he can get a good run here in 1 and 2. Can't quite get clear. Going to stay up on that high side, getting a push still from Colin Williams in that 17 machine. And there we go. Blake Hensley able to get clear now. He's going to stay up there on that high side, though. And there he goes, making his way down to the bottom of the track. And up to the lead now. See Brian Newty running that bottom line. He's getting a push from Eddie Morrison. That's Nick Ford as well. And look at this. Cody Moore making it 3 wide for the lead. We've tried 3 wide twice, and a caution flag came out. We'll see how that works out. Cody Moore is actually going to lose a few positions. That does not work out And we see Brian Newty gets a good enough run on the bottom. He is now going to take the lead. So right now we're side by side for second between Eddie Morris and Blake Hensley. Hensley's still getting that push from Colin Willems, and Hensley's actually getting a good enough run. He might take the lead here from Brian Newty. And there we go. We see, looks like Blake Hensley getting a big run. He's able to get clear of Brian Newty, but we see Eddie Morris is also there side by side with Hensley for that lead to almost make contact there. Tight racing for the lead. See Willems still pushing Hensley on that high side. Brian Newty pushing Eddie Morris. And there we go. Eddie Morris is able to get clear up to the lead now. Ooh, we almost saw some contact there between Nick Ford and Blake Hensley. We see Eddie Morris he's got a decent lead over Brian Newty right now, but anything can happen for this lead right now. See Hensley once again taking a look to the high side. Does anybody have anything for Eddie Morris? We see Eddie Morris doing a good job defending that first place spot. There's one driver who might be able to take the lead from him right now. That is Brian Newty. I don't know. We will see. We see Maria Bodnar-Madsen says, Junior Nation, sneak on up. See Brian Newty currently running in that 11th spot right now. But there's still a chance for him to make his way up through the field. He's still with this main pack of cars. He's just got to make some smart moves to get up there. We'll see what that 18 of Brian Roll Jr. can do. So right now we're actually going to turn up the volume. Put the logo on the screen. Here we go. You'll get to hear the sounds and sights of the racetrack with Pump Up the Intensity. Here we go. It looks like as we were starting to do the Pump Up the Intensity, we see a caution flag is out. So we're going to go ahead and do the Marco's Pizza Wreckage Rewind to take a look at exactly what happened. Actually just had some Marco's Pizza today. And it was good like always. Tried something new. It was an accident. Peppers, onions, and mushrooms, and pineapple. It was actually very good. So we were 3 wide, like all the other incidents have started, and we see some contact between Michael Lawrence and Todd Mays. This is going to send both of them around. See Lawrence getting to the grass. Let me rewind that again to see. So as we're coming here into 3 and 4, we see Lawrence staying on that seam. But so we see Mays started on that. It does look to me like the 25 may have came down a little bit, but it also looked like Lawrence was gonna come up a little bit too, so they just kind of met in the middle. That is unfortunate for both of them. We do see pretty much the whole field coming in, except for we see two drivers staying out, Colin Willems and Dave Wright. We'll see how that decision will work out for them. So let's see who's going to be the first driver off of pit road. There we go. We see Eddie Morse will win the race off of pit road. Then it's Nick Ford, and then it's going to be Brian Nudie. But like I mentioned before, two drivers will stay out. That's Colin Willems and Dave Wright. Let's see if their decisions will work out for both of them. They're on 11-lap tires. Shouldn't be too bad. Both of them very good super speedway drivers. Let's see how this works out. Again, I do want to thank tonight's sponsor, North Coast Lighting and Electric. North Coast Lighting and Electric, Inc. specializes in residential and commercial construction since 1998. Bill White has 33 years of electrical experience in Humboldt and Del Norte counties serving their communities. From custom homes, apartment complexes, or large-scale commercial facilities, North Coast Lighting and Electric team can provide you the services your project needs. They provide a thorough consultation to explain your available options. With that information, you can choose the scope of work that's right for your home or business and for your budget. They strive to save you both time and money by combining experience, high-quality parts and equipment, and exceptional service. They are well known in the community for their quality of work and budget-mind approach. So if you're interested in getting some lighting and electric work done, definitely make sure to contact North Coast Lighting and Electric. Go to their website or their Facebook page. They have both of them to get more information. So looks like we're getting ready to go back green here. We see Dave Wright will actually be restarting on the bottom. Colin Willems will be restarting on the top. Behind them, it's going to be Eddie Morse and Nick Ford. So we will see how this one goes. Do want to apologize to anyone watching on YouTube. I apologize for all of the bots in the chat, but I've banned all of the bots in the chat, so there will be no more bots in the chat. For everybody on YouTube, apologize for that. Problem has been solved. And green flag is back out there. We see Colin Willems taking off. He is able to get clear of Dave Wright, but we still see Dave Wright staying right on that back bumper of that 17 machine. Side by side for that third place spot between Eddie Morse and Nick Ford. But we see it looks like Eddie Morse is able to get clear. So let's see, can somebody try to get by Colin Willems? We see Brian Nudie getting a big run on that bottom. There we go. He's getting, let's see, right up to the rear quarter panel of that 17 machine. Side by side for the lead as we cross the line. Now, we tried this earlier. We're going to try this again. I'm going to turn up the volume, and you will get to hear the sounds and sights of the racetrack with Pump Up the Intensity. Here we go. And while we were doing Pump Up the Intensity, we see another yellow flag comes out. This time looks like we see a few front runners getting involved in this one. Let's take a look at what happened here. All right, here's a look at the Wreckage Rewind right here. So we were, yep. Let me pause this for a second. This is, we saw what happens when you go 3 wide, when you go 4 wide. This is a recipe for disaster. So we were 4 wide. See, it's Devin Buccino, Blake Hensley, Nick Ford, Isaiah Gill. And then we see Nick Ford comes up, gets into Gill, and then this just creates this big domino effect. See Colton Kinsey getting involved. Man, that is unfortunate for everybody involved. We are back under caution here. And we're seeing the whole field come into pit. Actually, it's only a few people. We see Kyle Williams, Dave Wright coming in. They stayed out last time, and then a lot of drivers who were involved in that most recent incident, which was most of the field. So the rest of the field, Brian Nudie, Cody Moore, Devin Buccino, Will Witt, Eddie Morris, and Todd Mays will stay out. So right now, I do want to mention again, this is a money race here for the North Coast Lightning and Electric 120. See, $50 will go to the winner, $20 will go to second, $10 will go to third. So these drivers aren't just fighting for bragging rights, they're fighting for money here tonight. Now also, the driver with the Tough Luck Award will get $10. Now, when we come to 20 laps to go, I'm going to allow everybody to put in who their vote is for the Tough Luck Award, and that driver will get $10. And then there will be a random position that will get $10, and whoever finishes in that random position will get $10. I can't say because I don't want anybody sandbagging to try to get that to that position. But again, whoever finishes in that position, they will get $10. Looks like we're getting ready to go back green here. Brian Nudie will be restarting on the bottom. Cody Moore will be restarting on the top. Behind them is going to be Devin Buccino and Will Witt. This is the first time we've really seen Devin Buccino up in the top 5 all race long. No, Devin Buccino is good at these super speedways. In one of our other series is the Extreme Forces Racing League. He won their Daytona season opener. So let's see what he can do here on this next restart, sitting behind Brian Nudie. And then also sitting in that 5th position, we see Eddie Morris is there as well. Coming to 20 laps to go. If you were holding back earlier, it is go time. These drivers are going to try to do everything in their power to get up there to the front. We're going to see a lot more taking than giving here in these final 22 laps. Looks like Cody Moore intentionally slowed down there. Looks like he might have brake checked Will Witt there. We'll see if... There we go. Green flag is back out. We see Brian Nudie taking off. He is able to get clear of Cody Moore. See Devin Buccino trying to take a look down low under Will Witt for that 3rd spot. But Will Witt able to get clear. You see Cody Moore trying to reel in now Brian Nudie for that 1st place spot. Let's see what Cody Moore can do. Will he go high? Will he go low? What is he going to try to do? We see Debuccino going all the way down the apron to try to take a look down low under Will Witt. Aggressive move there from the 68 to try to take that third spot. Let's see if that will work out for him. See Cody Moore continuing to try to take the lead from Brian Nudie. And there we go. We see Will Witt now taking it all the way down onto the apron to try to get under Cody Moore and Brian Nudie. We are going to try this one more time to pump up the intensity. Turn up the volume. You'll get to hear the sounds and sights of the racetrack. Here we go. That is going to do it for Pump Up the Intensity. As we check back into what's going on right now. And we see a bunch of drivers in the grass. There we go. I was waiting for it to happen. Caution flag is out right when we switch back. Let's take a look now at the Wreckage Rewind. So we were seeing a lot of tight racing there while we were doing doing Pump Up the Intensity. Let's take a look at what happens. We see Todd Mays taking a look down low under Dave Wright. He's got Devin Buccino above him, and we see Nick Ford trying to take a look down low under him as well. And, looks like this happens actually in front of them between Colton Kinsey and Derek Chaput. Okay. So we see Colton Kinsey's, looks like Kinsey washes up from that first seam into Chaput. And this is just going to cause this big domino effect. Dave Wright involved. See, Todd Mays is involved. Nick Forden is involved. Man, that is unfortunate for a lot of drivers who were involved. A lot of drivers who were involved in that one were some fast drivers. I will say we are actually going to start doing the Tough Luck voting for $10. I'm going to give everybody 4 choices for the Tough Luck voting. Choice number 1 will be Isaiah Gill. Choice number 2 will be Todd Mays. Choice number 3 will be Derek Chaput. And choice number 4 will be Dave Wright. So put your choice for who should win the Tough Luck Award in, whether it's the Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube chat. Put it in there. Again, your choices are Isaiah Gill, Todd Mays, Derek Chaput, or Dave Wright. Whoever has the most will win. We see Will Witt coming in. Pretty much the whole field coming into the pits right now. Except for Michael Lawrence. He stays out. Let's take a look at what happens here on pit road. Whoever exits pit road first will be starting on that second spot. Question is, who will it be? So looks like Will Witt is the first driver off of pit road. Then it's Colin Willems. Then it's Cody Moore. Then it's Devin Buccino. So right now, here's a current look at your top 5 after the caution. See, Michael Lawrence is first right now. Second is Will Witt. Third is Colin Willems. Fourth is Cody Moore. And then rounding out your top 5 currently, it's Devin Buccino. So lights on the pace car are off. We are getting ready to go back green here. Michael Lawrence will be restarting on the bottom. Will Witt will be restarting on the top. Michael Lawrence was the only driver who stayed out during those pit stops under caution. Let's see if that will affect him or not. All right, getting ready to go back green here. Pace car is in. And green flag is back out. There we see Michael Lawrence taking off. He is able to get clear of Will Witt. And right now we see Colin Willems trying to get by Will Witt for that third spot. Willems is side by side with Cody Moore. Moore running on that outside. See Will Witt trying to take a look down low under Michael Lawrence. He does, heading off of turn number 2. So they are side by side on the back stretch. And we see Will Witt getting a good push there from Colin Willems. He is finally able to get clear and up to the lead. Will Witt was your pole sitter when this race began. He's led a lot of laps here tonight, but now he's back up to the lead once again. Well, we'll see if Colin Willems tries to take the lead here. Oh, and we see some cars getting into the outside wall. That's Eddie Morse, Dave Wright. But looks like there will not be a caution that will come out. And there we go. We see more drivers wrecking. Caution flag is out. We will take a look at what happened. So we saw that wreck with Eddie Morse and Dave Wright, but that was not what brought out the caution. We run pretty much side by side between Brian Nudi and Devin Buccino. And then it looks like, let me rewind it there. Looks like Nudie may have slid up a little bit there. The two make some contact. We see Provolt maybe getting a little bit of damage. Gosh, that is unfortunate for two front runners. But we are back now under caution once again. Make sure to cast your votes for the Tough Luck Award on the Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube chat. Once again, 4 choices are Isaiah Gill, Derek Chaput, Dave Wright, or Todd Mays. Place your votes in now. If we don't have any votes by 5 laps to go, I'll just pick somebody at the end of the race. So it looks like we see 6 drivers stay out, and then the rest of the field comes in. Derek Chaput, Michael Provolt, Michael Lawrence coming in. So whoever wins the race off pit road will come out in that 7th spot. I know a lot of drivers are actually getting some of their damage fixed. So right now we still see Will Witt in the lead, Colin Willems in 2nd. 3rd is Cody Moore. 4th is Blake Hensley. And then 5th is Todd Mays. It's like Maria Bodnar-Madsen gives her Tough Luck Award vote to Todd Mays. So that's 1 vote for Todd Mays. And again, this award will go to someone who has just had a nightmare night, a really bad night, lots of bad luck. See, Cassie Willems saying Uncle Todd now. So we have 2 votes for Todd Mays. Dave Wright, Derek Chaput, and Isaiah Gill do not have any. But once again, this will, whoever has the most votes, with so far it's Todd Mays, will get $10. And this award will go to someone who you think out of those 4 choices, Isaiah Gill, Derek Chaput, Dave Wright, Todd Mays, has just had really down in the dumps race, a nightmare race, a lot of bad luck. So once again, we got 2 votes for Todd Mays. So once again, just make your voice heard. Tell us in the chat who you want to win the Tough Luck Award. We are getting ready to go back green here. Will Witt will restart on the bottom. Colin Willems will restart on the top. See, Nick Mather says, let's go, Colin. Again, Colin Willems restarting on the outside on this next restart for front row. See what he can do here. Nick Mather, make sure to vote for who you think should win the Tough Luck Award in the chat. 4 choices are Isaiah Gill, Derek Chaput, Dave Wright, and Todd Mays. So far we got 2 votes for Todd Mays, 0 votes for all the others. And again, this vote will go towards someone who's just really had a down in the dumps race, really bad race, a lot of bad luck. Pace car is in. Green flag is back out, and there we see Colin Willems taking off on that high side. He is able to get clear of Will Witt. We see Will Witt just sitting right on the back bumper right now of Colin Willems, looking to try to make a move. He's got Todd Mays behind him. I will say this. Since Todd Mays is leading, if he does finish in the top 5, I probably won't give him the Tough Luck Award and the $10 just because, well, top 5 isn't really tough luck, and I'll probably just choose the winner. So if you have somebody else, put your votes in right now. Voting will end with 5 laps to go. And you can put it in Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube chat. Just again, 4 choices. Isaiah Gill, Derek Chaput, Dave Wright, Todd Mays. Right now, what will Will Witt try to do to get by Colin Williams? Will just ran the fastest lap time of the race for him with a 39.15. See, Nick Mather said he is going to vote for his teammate Gill. So if Todd Mays gets a top 5, I'll have to put the vote in for Gill. If anybody else wants to turn the tide on the vote, put your votes in. This is the last chance with 5 laps to go. Like Cody Moore making some aggressive moves to try to get to the top of the field. Brian Newty just ran the fastest lap time of the race with a 38.80. Can Brian Newty try to get to the lead with that speed? We will see. Colin Williams still holding that lead. We see Todd Mays able to get to second now. And there we go. Voting is done for the Tough Luck Award. If Todd Mays finishes outside of the top 10, then he will get the Tough Luck Award. And if not, then Isaiah Gill will get it, because he has lost the most positions since the green flag drop with 14. There we go. We see Todd Mays. Oh, making a little bit of contact there with Colin Williams. That's going to push him up the track. We see Todd Mays taking a look back down low under that number 17 machine. They're side by side coming off of turn number 4. 3 laps to go now. We see Cody Moore making it 3 wide. This is risky here, but hey, I mean, this is the final 3 laps. No holds barred. Colin Williams still keeping that lead. This is for $50. We see Brian Newty taking a look down low under Williams here in 3 and 4. Newty has the nose. Able to get clear now. Two laps to go. Can Brian Newty hold the lead? He's got Devin Buccino on his back bumper now. See what Buccino will try to do. We're getting into the nitty-gritty. Oh, it looks like we see some contact. 2 cars hard into the wall. That's Michael Provolt, Todd Mays. Final lap. We see Brian Newty right now in the lead, but Devin Buccino was right there. Let's see what Buccino will try to do. Buccino trying to look low, trying to look high. He's got Derek Chaput behind him. Through 3 and 4, Newty with the lead. Devin Buccino right there. And in the last, oh, there we go. Brian Newty will keep the lead and get the win. Brian Newty wins the North Coast Lightning and Electric 120 and will get $50. Devin Buccino will get $20 after finishing in second place. Colin Williams will take third. He gets $10. And then I will have to give the Tough Luck Award here tonight to Isaiah Gill, who lost 14 spots after the green flag dropped. And then the random position, I was waiting to announce this, was 11th. So that means that Michael Provolt will get $10. So a little bit of Christmas cash for a lot of people. And there we go. Brian Nudie burning it down. And that is a well-deserved burnout at that. Looks like we have your top three in the waiting room right now. Starting off, we have Colin Willems. Let's go ahead and pull him in. Colin, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. Do you have a copy?
I got you, man. What's up?
It's doing pretty good here in the broadcast booth, and it was fun to watch all the crazy action here tonight. You had a great race. Started outside of the top 10 in that 12th place spot, but you were quickly able to make your way up to the field, led a bunch of laps. You were up front for a lot of this race, and you were leading there coming to the final few laps where we saw Brian Nudie. He was just able to get a good run, able to get by when he was able to lead the rest of the way, and then we saw Devin Buccino was able to sneak by as well, but still, awesome race for you, Colin. I mean, what was your take on tonight's event?
Yeah, I mean, I had an absolute blast. That was the most fun I've had in a race in quite some time. But, I mean, that doesn't surprise me with this group, with the SESRA guys and Intensity Broadcasting. It's always a good time. So I really enjoyed this one. Had a lot of fun. Glad I was able to get third.
Now, we saw, I mean, the next-gen cars, they've been making a lot of different updates with it. How long has it been since you've raced these next-gen cars?
So I've only raced one race outside of the ones that we do, like the All-Star race and these fun races. So I don't have much experience with them, but you know, they seem to feel the same to me. But you know, again, I wouldn't consider myself a good person to ask about them because I just don't have enough experience with them to give you a good answer.
Gotcha. I was just wondering because iRacing's been making a lot of changes to them, and they should be trying to make more with the new 760 horsepower package, but. Again, before we let you go, Colin, is there any shout-outs or sponsors before we let you go?
Absolutely. Cassie, as always, number one fan. Always shouting out to her. Nick Mather. Too bad he couldn't make it out tonight. But I'm one of his biggest fans, too. And Cora as well. I'd like to thank my YXU teammates, Will Witt, Cody Moore, Isaiah Gill, and Eddie Morris tonight. And I've got to talk to Nudie. I got to give him his knife back. I got to pull it out of my back and give it to him there for making that move on me at the end. But no, I'm super happy for Nudie. It's about time he finished first instead of second. So happy for him.
Awesome. Well, again, congratulations on that third place finish, Colin. Have a great rest of your night.
All right. Thanks, Atlee.
No problem. So now pulling your second place finisher, we got that 2 machine of Devin Buccino. Devin, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you, man. What's up?
Doing pretty good up here in the broadcast booth, and looks like you were doing pretty good down on the track as well. We really didn't say your name too much. I know you started in that 13th position. We really saw you kind of pop up in the field in the end when I said you were restarting in that 4th spot, and you were quickly you were hanging out in that top 5 there on the last restart, and you were quickly able to follow behind Nudie up to that 2nd place spot. You tried a lot on the last lap to just try to get by him, and in a last lap resort, you tried to maybe clip that back bumper in Nudie, but you couldn't quite get by him. But still, 2nd place finish. Awesome race here tonight, Devin. What was your take on tonight's event?
Yeah, no, we had a pretty good car. I was just kind of thinking back to the All-Star race we had here. I know you were in that one. We were able to get Neon guys 1, 2, 3 because the last 10-lap run we were working the top. And as the tires, you know, they slowly wore, but the top became faster as we went on. And I think Nudie was in 4th. I was in 6th with like 5 to go. And he finally jumped up to the top, and I was just pushing him as much as I could. And then we got up to Colin. He went to the bottom. Then we were 1, 2, and I had like 2 laps to try and figure out what I wanted to do. And coming to the white, we got a really big run, but I stayed in line because it would have been way too early coming to the white. But I knew this side draft is crazy on these cars, so I knew if I got that run and put it to his right rear, it would put a parachute out in his car, and hopefully pull us back. And coming to the checkers, we just did not get that run again out of 4. I don't know what happened. Still wouldn't have taken it coming to the white because that was way too early. But congrats to Brian. Had a lot of fun. You can really sort of a tandem drafting here, if the way we flew up through the field there at the end. But had a lot of fun.
Awesome. Now, how were the tires? I know when I raced here in the SCSRA All-Star race, the car got really tight on the older tires. How was it feeling for you out there?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It does get tighter. I don't think we quite had a run long enough to do it, or for them to get tight. Maybe the first one, but we were in the back. There was a group of 5 of us just riding the top. So they absolutely do get tighter, but I don't think we had enough of a green flag stint here to feel it. But it's definitely a factor. That's why I was happy for Brian to jump up top there with 4 to go to make our charge to the front.
Gotcha. Well, before we let you go, Devin, is there any sponsors or shout-outs before we let you go?
Yeah, I just want to thank you for coming out here and doing this, everyone at Intensity. Really appreciate you guys doing this. We have a lot of fun going back and watching. I know I do. Everyone at Neon, we've had a really good start to this SCSRA season. We've had great racing. Shout out to all the admins, Brian, Steven, Sylvan. They're putting on a great league this season. I'm really excited to get a little Christmas break here and pick it up with you guys next week. And happy holidays, Atlee, to everyone at Intensity. I appreciate it.
Definitely appreciate the holiday wishes there, Devin. I hope you have an awesome Christmas and New Year as well. And have a great rest of your night.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, man. Appreciate it.
Yep, thank you. And now it's time to pull in your winner. We have the 40 machine of Brian Nudie. Here we go. Brian, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I got you, buddy.
Awesome. Well, what a race for you. You ended up getting the win here in the North Coast Lighting and Electric 120. What a race. Starting at 9th spot, and you were running up front for most of the race, working with Gil and Colin, and a lot of the WaxU teammates were up front with you there. And then coming to around 5 laps to go, we saw you take a shot down low under Colin Williams. Were able to take that lead, and after that, it was just holding off Devin Buccino. You were able to do that, and you captured the victory. I mean, what'd you think of this win here tonight?
Well, it was great. It was awesome racing with the YXU teammates. And then with like 5 laps to go, I was able to drive by Colin, and I was able to stick my hand out the window and jab that knife in there just to make sure that I was able to get on the inside of him going into 3 and 4. And I'm actually going to need that knife back from him. I'm not sure whenever. But yeah, then I knew if I could stay out in front of Buccino, I was just starting to block at that point, and I knew if I could stay in front of him, I could at least get a top 3 and have a great finish in the first ever SCSRA money race.
Now, I mean, how does it feel to get that $50? And what are you going to do with it?
Actually, I'm going to pump it back into the league, so it'll go towards broadcasting and everything like that. So I'm not really pocketing much. Essentially, just everybody that joined in the race tonight's actually just paying for future broadcasting for the truck series, since the Xfinity series is all paid for.
Awesome. Well, I know the league is definitely going to appreciate that, you pumping it back into the league. So that's awesome. Then again, just congratulations on the win, Brian. Is there any shout outs or sponsors before we let you go?
Oh, yeah, as always, I got to thank my beautiful wife for letting me do this. I haven't been able to talk to you guys up in the booth for quite some times, other than when I'm actually in the booth with Josh. And then also got to thank all my YXU teammates. We were kind of teammates tonight, but at the same time, too, it's a money race, so sometimes that stuff kind of goes out the window. And then also got to give a shout out to you up in the booth. You guys do an awesome job. Got to give a shout out to Jesus. Christmas is coming. Got to give a shout out to Isaiah Gill for winning the Tough Work Award. Michael Provault for winning the random draw finish for finishing 11th. And also got to give a shout out to Colin Williams once again, because he was the highest finisher with the 0X. So we're going to add an additional $10 to him for finishing 3rd with a 0X. And a shout out to NC Electric for Brandon White for posting up all the extra money and sponsoring the race.
Awesome. Again, congratulations on the win. We see Colin Williams in the chat says, Nudie will have to use his winnings to pay my CAD conversion fees to pay me.
Yeah, Canadian to US dollars. It's apparently it's a little more expensive than we thought it was.
Well, hopefully you might maybe use some of that to do that. I know we do have a lot of Canadian drivers in the league, so we'll see how that goes. So congratulations on the win, Brian. Have a great rest of your night.
Yep, thank you very much. You have a good one.
Yep, you too. So that is going to do it here for the broadcast tonight. Again, congratulations on first, second, and third, Brian Nudie, Devin Buccino, and Colin Williams for winning $50, $20, and then Colin Williams in third got $20 because the $10 and the $10 for having that 0x. We do want to give a shout out to Michael Provolt. He finished in 11th. He'll get that random draw, and then you feel bad, but at the same time, you're excited for Isaiah Gill. He won the Tough Luck Award, so shout out to him. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to watch the broadcast here tonight. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, as it would be greatly appreciated. We're trying to reach our goals of 2,000 followers on Facebook, 1,000 subscribers on YouTube by our 2-year anniversary, which is going to be April of 2022. That would be greatly appreciated. Check us out on Twitter, Intensity Broad 1. We're always dropping polls and interacting with our viewers on there. So check us out on there as well. I'm Atlee Atman-Weist, on behalf of the entire Intensity Broadcasting team. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Over and out.